We're not going to read everything. We are going to read just some specific verses. I don't know whether there's any. Proverbs 31, verses 16 to 18. Verses 20 to 21. 20 to 21.
20 to 21.
And 25.
And 25.
Okay, so I'll read.
Proverbs 31 from verse what, please? Sorry.
Proverbs 31.
Okay.
16 to 18.
Okay, 16 to 18.
20 to 21.
20 to 21.
And verse 25.
She considereth a field, okay, and buyeth it. With the fruits of her hands, she planted a vineyard. She gathered her loins with strength and strengthened her arm. Then verse 18, Abby.
Yes, ma'am.
She perceives that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night.
Okay. Verse 20 to 21.
Okay, 20. She stretcheth out her hands to the poor. Yea, she reacheth forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself coverings a tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple.
Verse 25.
25, okay. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come.
Okay. I hope we're not reading too fast for us. Okay. Thank you. I'm happy that we're following. Please, is anybody here? I just need like one or two people that would like to tell me what they would like to learn. Just maybe one person. I don't want to talk too much, and I don't want to bore us with plenty information. So I need one, maybe two people that would like to tell us, okay, what do you hope to learn? Or what question is on your mind about investment or about managing your finances? Okay. So do we have anybody, please? Okay, please come.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, church. Thank you for the opportunity. I actually have been wanting to know about foreign trade, the Forex, cryptocurrency, because I actually lost money during the lockdown to Forex. Okay. I lost money early last year again to Forex. So in my mind, I'm like, this thing is not real. You know, but over the time I've met people who have tried to like encourage me not to give up and all of that. And I know that, of course, you can't really bank your future on salary, earnings, and all of that. So you have to have something, maybe working for you at the international level or something. So
okay.
I just need
Okay, please don't go. I want to ask you a question. Okay, I will ask you like a few questions. Okay, the first one is, you're a salary earner? Okay. The second one is, the Forex, were you the one doing it yourself?
No.
Okay. That's one issue. For things like Forex and cryptocurrency and things like that, even stock trading, sometimes it's good that you're the one doing it yourself. So you can decide when you're looking at the trends, okay, I want to sell now, or maybe I should wait. So if you're not involved, it's just like your shop. You know, you can't just leave it to someone all the time. You need to be involved. That's one thing. If you want to do something like that, you need to be involved yourself. You know, there are people that are making money from it, but like any market, like any commodity, like any product, there will be a downtime. So if you are not watching, if you don't know the downtime, you may get lost. You know, so I hope I answered you. Okay. Please, is there anybody else? Do we have any other person? Okay, ma'am.
Praise the Lord. This issue of a Ponzi scheme and ROI, return on investment. You know, a lot of people are being scammed now. When you will tell me that ROI, I will have like 60% at a go. So I want you to bring the clarity. Yeah.
Okay. ROI basically is your interest on the money that you have. I hope. Yes. Okay. So, but the thing is, a lot of times, a lot of us, we want to. I hope you are following me, please. I hope you are following me. Okay. So a lot of times, we are attracted by the amount. Oh, 60%.
60%.
The thing is that there's a difference between a Ponzi scheme, multi-level marketing, and asset management or an investment company. Okay, so let me break it down now. A Ponzi scheme is, or even multi-level marketing, they just tell you, okay, if you bring, you start with 7,000. So when you bring 2 people, those 2 people too will bring 7,000. For everybody that you bring, I will pay you maybe 5,000. So when your 2 people bring another 2 people, you will get 5,000 from the people that they bring. You know, things like that. When you cannot trace the source of the income, when it's not obvious where the money is coming from. Okay, what are we selling that we're using to make money? Even if it's ideas that we're selling, let it be obvious. If it is cream that we're selling, let it be obvious. But when the money is much, but there's nothing attached to it, and we're thinking about, okay, I just want to make that money. Let me tell you the honest truth. When MMM came, that was 2016, I was newly married. So my husband said, oh, that this person introduced this MMM and all that. I was like, this thing, I'm not sure it's going to work out. But my husband was like, let's do it now. And I just thought about it. Okay, do you know what? The people that will enjoy this thing are the people that start at the beginning. Just quickly put your money in, take it out. You are the one that will enjoy. Anybody that, if you decide that kind of thing you want to stay for long, because you want your money to continue growing, unfortunately, it may be sorrow that will grow at the end of the day. Yes. So for anything that we want to put our money in, we need to do our proper research. We need to know where the money is going, what they are using the money for, where are the returns coming from. I hope I'm getting across. Okay. So, do we have any other question before I go on? Okay. So let me just continue. Okay. For us as women, I already spoke about us, normally we're the ones that have a good handle on how to manage money. But we realize that at some point, we also lose money. Sometimes through poor choices. Or maybe just one moment of, let me just spoil myself. And your spoiling yourself goes on for too long. And you lose too much. Yes, so there's a tool that I believe that every woman should know how to use. I know that a lot of us will have a personal budget. But it may just be in our heads. Some of us, we may not write it down. There may be some of us that when I say, you need to write it down, you may be thinking, okay, I can't really write well and all. Or you might say, I can only write in Yoruba or in my native language. That is not a problem because you are not going to submit this budget to anybody. The budget is meant for you. So that you can manage, so that you can watch yourself and know how you are growing and what you are making. Let me not get ahead of myself too much. We need to decide that we want to see better. Now, the first thing that we need to do is to create a goal.
ohun àkọ́kọ́ tó yẹ ká kọ́ ṣe ni ká kọ ìlépa wa sílẹ̀.
Yes, our daddy quoted a Bible passage that says,
Bàbá wa ka ibì kankan
I desire that you prosper and be in health,
pé Olúwa fẹ́ ká ṣe rere
even as your soul
bí
prospers.
ọkàn rẹ ṣe ń ṣe rere.
So if you want to prosper,
Tó bá fẹ́ ṣe rere,
if we believe that God wants us to prosper,
tó bá mọ̀ pé Ọlọ́run fẹ́ kí ìwọ náà ṣe rere,
we also have to do our own part.
a gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe ipa tiwa.
Now, I believe how many of us believe that God wants us to prosper?
Èèyàn mélòó ló gbàgbọ́ pé Ọlọ́run fẹ́ kó ń ṣe rere?
We're not many. We're not many. I can't see some
A
hands.
pọ̀ mi ìrọ́wọ́ lókè.
How
Èèyàn
many
mélòó ló
of us-
gbàgbọ́ pé Ọlọ́run fẹ́ kó ń ṣe rere?
How many of us want to move beyond where we are now?
Èèyàn mélòó ló fẹ́ kọjá ìpele tó ń wà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí?
How many of us want to look at next year and not be worrying about, oh, where is the money for next year's rent going to come from?
Èèyàn mélòó ló fẹ́ wọ ọdún tó ń bọ̀ kó má ní àníyàn pé bolówó ètí fẹ́ wá?
Or when you look at September, you're not worried about where is the
About
next school
September.
fees going to come from.
Ẹ̀rù ò ní báyìí pé bolówó iléèwé yìí ó ti jáde.
Investment is important,
Tí kówó lórí ìkan ó ṣe pàtàkì.
but investment is not the first place to start.
Kò ń ṣe ibi tó tọ̀nà jù láti bẹ̀rẹ̀.
We need to have some goals first.
A nílò láti ní àwọn ìlépa kan.
Yes. But by the time we have these goals,
Tá a bá ti ní àwọn ìlépa yìí,
we need to also look at ourselves
a gbọ́dọ̀ wo ara wa.
and decide that where I am is not good enough for me. We need to decide that where I am now is not good enough for me.
Ipe ibi tí mo wà yìí kò dára tó fún mi.
Where I am now is not God's best for me.
Ibi tí mo wà yìí kì í ṣe ibi tó tọ̀nà jù fún Ọlọ́run fún mi.
Where I am now is not what God has planned for me.
Ibi tí mo wà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí kì í ṣe ohun tí Ọlọ́run pinnu fún mi.
There's a place that I'm supposed to grow to.
Ibì kan wà tó yẹ kí n ti dé.
Because we are, Christians and we are firebrands.
Lórí
My
pé
mom
a
is
jẹ́
a
Kristẹni.
firebrand, and I believe that I'm a firebrand.
Tí mo mọ̀ pé mo níná nú.
We will believe that it is spiritual for us to think that we need to depend on God.
A máa sọ pé ó jẹ́ ohun tí ẹ̀mí ká sọ pé a gbẹ́kẹ̀lé Ọlọ́run.
It is good for us to depend on God.
Ó dáa ká gbẹ́kẹ̀lé Ọlọ́run.
Because even if you have money that you will spend up until the day you die at 100,
Bó bá tiẹ̀ ní owó tó fẹ́ ná.
till when you are 100 years
Títí tó
old,
máa fi pé 100 ọdún.
you still need to depend on
O
God.
ì nílò láti sinmi lé Ọlọ́run.
But we know that the depending on God, when you have money that will take you till next year,
O wàá sinmi lé Ọlọ́run tó bá mọ̀ pé olówó tó máa gbé ẹ dé ọdún tó ń bọ̀.
and the depending on God of when you don't know what you are going to eat this evening,
O máa sinmi lé Ọlọ́run tó bá tiẹ̀ ní tó fẹ́ jẹ lálẹ́ yìí.
you know that they are different.
Pé o mọ̀ pé wọ́n yàtọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀.
Am I right?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Yes. So that is why God has given us the work of our hands.
Torí ẹ̀ ni Ọlọ́run ṣe fún wa ní iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ wa.
That's why the Bible says,
Torí ẹ̀ Mary ṣe sọ pé
he that does not work
ẹni tí ò bá ṣiṣẹ́
should not eat.
kó má ṣe jẹun.
Yes. We have some of us that right now, maybe we're not doing anything. We have somebody that is supporting us. We have our husband.
Àwọn kan wà á níṣẹ́ tá à ń ṣe alẹ́ ní tó ń tì wá lẹ́yìn bóyá ọkọ ni.
But at the end of the day,
Ìwọ lẹ́lẹ́yìn rẹ̀yìn.
when money comes from him,
Nígbà tí owó yẹn bá ti ọwọ́ ẹ̀ wá,
we also need the wisdom to manage it
a tún nílò ọgbọ́n tá a máa fi ná owó
so
náà
that we can grow it.
ká lè mú kó dàgbà.
So when money comes to us,
Tí owó bá ti wọ ọwọ́ wa,
it's not just for us to find a way to apportion it.
kì í ṣe pé a kàn máa ronú bá a ṣe máa pín owó yẹn.
We also have to find a way to grow it.
O gbúdọ̀ ronú bó ṣe máa mú kówó yẹn pọ̀ sí.
And that's why I picked Proverbs 30,
Ìwé òwe orí
Proverbs
ọgbọ̀n.
31. That's why I picked Proverbs 31,
Ìwé òwe orin Dáfídì orí kọkànléní ọgbọ̀n
verse 16.
ẹsẹ̀ kẹrìndínlógún.
She considers the field and buys it.
Ó ní ó kíyèsí oko ó sì mú un.
With the fruit of her hands, she
Èrè
plants a vineyard.
ọwọ́ rẹ̀ ni ó fi gbin ọgbà àjàrà.
Okay, so this woman, it's not like as if, maybe because I don't know, in some places they say women should not own land. I don't know whether they are still doing that now.
Mi mọ̀ bóyá wọ́n yìí ṣerú ẹ̀ báyìí tán máa ra oko.
So we all know that we can buy land.
Ẹ mọ̀ pé a lè ra ilẹ̀.
So this woman,
Obìnrin
in
yìí
the Old Testament,
nínú májẹ̀mú láíláí
there was no laptop, there was no iPad,
kò sí àìní.
there was no modernization.
Kò tí ì sí gbajúgbajà bí
But
eléyìí.
in her mind,
Ṣùgbọ́n nínú ọkàn ẹ̀,
she knew that she should be growing what she has.
ó mọ̀ ẹ́ pé ó yẹ kó mú dàgbà ohun tó ń bẹ lọ́wọ́ òun.
So she says, okay, she considers the future, sees something that is good for her to use her money to buy.
Ó wọ ohun tó dára tó yẹ kó lo owó rẹ̀ fún.
She buys it,
Ó
right?
rà á
And with the fruit of her hands.
pẹ̀lú èso ọwọ́ rẹ̀.
So the fruit of her hands now, let me assume that we understand that the fruit of our hands is what she has worked for. So the
Èso
things
ọwọ́
that have
rẹ̀.
come to her from her work,
Ohun tó ti ṣiṣẹ́ fún ohun tó gbà gẹ́gẹ́ bí
that's what
èrè.
she now pours into planting a vineyard.
Òun ló wá fi gbin ọgbà àjàrà.
Are we following me, please?
Ṣé òye ń yé yín báyìí?
So it is important for us to realize that if we want to go beyond where we are,
Tó o bá fẹ́ kọjá ìpele tó o wà yìí,
we need to look beyond where we are.
a gbúdọ̀ wò kọjá ibi tá a wà
We need
lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́.
to look beyond today's food.
Wò kọjá ohun tó ń rí lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ń sìn.
We need to look beyond tomorrow's party.
Àti a gbúdọ̀ wò kọjá ọ̀la.
We need to look beyond me and my friends are going out.
Pé èmi àti ọ̀rẹ́ mi jọ ń jáde.
We even need to look beyond some things that we feel we need to do for some people.
A gbúdọ̀ tiẹ̀ gbójú kúrò lára pé a fẹ́ wo
Because
tá a fẹ́
of
ṣe
course
fún
there are
mi.
some people that you need to tell to go and work.
Àwọn kan wà tó yẹ kó sọ fún pé kó lọ ṣiṣẹ́.
There are some things that you need to put right
Àwọn kan wà tó gbúdọ̀ ṣe dáadáa.
so that you can gather your own funds and stand up.
Kó o lè kó jọ, kó o lè dìde dúró lórí ẹsẹ̀ tiẹ̀ fúnra rẹ̀.
Okay. So I know that we have some people that are salary earners. Please, how many salary earners do we have in the house?
Pé àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n ń gbowó oṣù.
How many business people? How many people own their own business here?
Èèyàn mélòó ló ń ṣe okòwò tiwọn?
Okay. So, do we have retired people in the house? We have retirees in the house too?
Ṣé ráwọn tó ti
Okay. But I know that retired people are never tired though.
àmọ̀ pé àwọn tó ti fiṣẹ́ lẹ̀
Even when they are retired, they are still doing something. They're still finding something to put their hands in.
wọ́n ń ṣe nǹkan kan, wọ́n ìdáwọ́lé nǹkan kan.
Yes, because you know what they say, when you stop doing something,
Tó bá ti dákun àti ṣe nǹkan kan,
when you stop learning,
tó bá ti dẹ́kun,
when you stop growing,
tó bá ti dẹ́kun àti dàgbà,
that's when you start dying.
ìgbà náà ni wà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa kú díẹ̀díẹ̀.
So we need to keep ourselves active.
A gbúdọ̀ máa ṣiṣẹ́ ní gbogbo ìgbà.
Okay. So before I digress, I was saying that we need to be tired of where we are.
Ó gbúdọ̀ ṣúwa ìpele tá a wà yìí.
Even if we are comfortable, okay,
Tí ara bá tiẹ̀ tù wá,
I'm not thinking about my children's
mi tiẹ̀ ronú nípa
school fees.
owó ilé ìwé àwọn ọmọ mi.
Either somebody is paying
Bóyá èèyàn kan ló ń san,
or my salary can pay.
àbí owó oṣù mi lè san.
There is still the next level that you can get to.
Ìpele kan wà tó ilé dé.
Because there are still people that you can bless.
Àwọn kan wà tó ilé bùkún fún.
There is still something that you can set up
Àwọn kan wà tó ilé gbé kalẹ̀.
that will be there for generations coming.
Tó máa wà fún ìran tó ń bọ̀ wá.
So, having said that, we now realize that, okay, I want to make, a goal. Okay, I have these things that I feel I need to move to in the next 1 year.
Wà á ní ìlépa ó níbi tí mo fẹ́ dé ní àárín ọdún kan.
Okay. So please, I would like us to do something.
Mo fẹ́ ká ṣe nǹkan kan báyìí.
How many of us have paper and biro?
Èèyàn mélòó ló ní ìwé àti kálámù?
Okay. And how many of us have something, some goals, a lot of us, we have something in our heart that we wish we can do.
Àwọn nǹkan kan wà lọ́kàn wa tá a fẹ́ ṣe.
But we always feel like it's impossible.
Àwa wò pé kò ṣeé ṣe.
But if you create steps that you can take to
Tó bá
get
gbé
there,
àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tó lè gbé kalẹ̀,
you will see that it's possible.
wà á rí i pé ó ṣeé ṣe.
It's just like this stage.
Ó dàbí orí ibi tí mo wà yìí.
If I stand there,
Tí má dó ń bí,
it's impossible for me to climb it without injuring myself. Am I right? But somebody has created steps.
èèyàn kan ti fi bí mo ṣe máa gùn dókè.
So somebody will be standing there thinking that there's no way to climb up.
Èèyàn kan á dó bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn á máa wò pé kò sí mo ṣe fẹ́ gòkè.
But me, I'm already here.
Pé èmi ti dókè.
That's why we need to know the right steps to
Torí
take.
ẹ̀ la gbúdọ̀ mọ ìgbésẹ̀ tá a gbúdọ̀ gbé láti dókè.
And those are the things that we want to talk about. Simple
Àwọn nǹkan tí mo
things.
fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀, àwọn nǹkan tó rọrùn.
As we are praying for God to lift us up,
Bá a ṣe ń gbàdúrà kọ́ lọ́n gbé wa sókè.
God, we need the grace to stay. When He has given us that money, when we
Tó bá ti fún wa ní owó
win,
yẹn,
maybe we win 10 million naira.
bóyá a ní 10 million naira.
If you don't know how to manage
Tó
it,
bá mọ bó ṣe máa ṣèkáwọ́ ẹ̀,
if you don't know how to increase it,
tó bá mọ bó ṣe máa mú dàgbà,
the person may come back to zero.
ẹni yẹn lè padà wá sí òdo.
I'm sure we've seen people.
Ó dá mi lójú pa àti ráwọn kan.
Somebody gave them money to do business.
Ọlọ́run fún wọn lówó, àwọn kan fún wọn lówó láti ṣokòwò.
After 6 months, they are back
Lẹ́yìn
to
oṣù
square
mẹ́fà,
one.
wọ́n rí i pé owó yẹn ti lọ.
Am I speaking the truth?
Ṣé mò ń báyọ̀ kan sọ̀rọ̀?
Okay. So please, I want us to write 5 things.
Mo fẹ́ ká kọ nǹkan márùn-ún.
5 things that you wish you could do. Oh, if I had money,
Nǹkan márùn-ún tó rò pé mo fẹ́ ṣe tí n bá lówó.
If I had the money,
tí n bá ní owó,
I would want to make sure that my children's school fees are paid the
màá
first day
rí
that
pé
they resume.
mo sanwó
for
àwọn ọmọ
first
mi
term.
tó bá ti wọlé.
If I have money,
N bá lówó,
I wish I could take an additional course.
màá fẹ́ lọ ilé ìwé sí i.
If I had
Tí
money,
n bá lówó,
I would start this business.
màá tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ okòwò yìí.
If I had money,
Tí n bá lówó,
I would buy so land.
màá ra ilẹ̀ báyìí.
Now, I want us to do that because
Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́.
those goals, I don't want anything lofty like, oh, if I have money, I will
Ìfẹ́-
travel the world.
Tí n bá lówó, màá
If
lọ
I have
káàkiri
money, I will
àgbáyé.
help people.
Tí n bá lówó, màá ran
Yes,
àwọn èèyàn lọ́wọ́.
those are good things.
Àwọn tó dáa
But I
ni.
want us to do things that by the time you look at it, you can measure whether you
Báwo?
actually achieve that goal or
Wà wá wò ó
not.
bóyá orílẹ̀ ní ṣe ní ìkópa ó kópa lórí àwọn kan yẹn.
So if we don't mind, I would like us to write down those 5 things.
Màá fẹ́ ká kọ̀ọ̀kan márùn-ún yẹn sílẹ̀.
I will give us like 2 or
Màá
3
fún wa ní
minutes.
àkókò bí ìṣẹ́jú méjì.
It's not everybody that has a pen and paper, Abi.
Ìṣègùn èèyàn ló ní ìwé àti kálámù.
Okay, so let me just continue. Now, for our goals, we need to realize that, okay, I've already said it, they need to be specific.
O gbúdọ̀ sọ pàtó
And
ìlépa rẹ.
And it needs to be obvious. Okay, when you've met it, you will know that you've met it.
O gbúdọ̀ jẹ́ ẹni tó lè fojú pé tó bá ti ṣàṣeyọrí lórí ẹ̀ wá lè tọ́ka sí i.
And there needs to be a time attached to it.
Àkókò dẹ̀ gbúdọ̀ wà fún un.
Because the thing is that for investment,
Níní kíkówó lé nǹkan,
investment is something that has to do with opportunity.
ó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú àǹfààní.
You hear about something today,
Wà á gbọ́ nípa nǹkan lẹ́nu.
you have the money on ground,
O ní owó yẹn lẹ̀.
you plug it in, it grows.
Ó máa ń dàgbà, ó wá máa ń dàgbà.
What I said was, you see an opportunity to invest.
O rí àǹfààní láti kówó lé nǹkan.
Maybe you heard about a land cheap,
Bóyá o gbọ́ nípa ilẹ̀ tó pọ̀
or,
tó wẹ̀ ò gara.
or somebody from abroad sends you goods.
Àbí èèyàn kan fi ọjà ránṣẹ́ sí ẹ látòkè o.
You have a little money,
O ní owó díẹ̀,
you give it to the person.
o fún ẹni yẹn.
You know, that is opportunity
Àǹfààní yìí yẹn
meeting your preparedness.
tó ti bá bó ṣe gbáradì sílẹ̀.
So if you are not prepared,
Tó o bá ti gbáradì,
you won't be able to invest the way you want to.
o ò ní lè kówó lé nǹkan bó ṣe fẹ́ kówó lé.
Yes, so are we done with our goals? You're done? Okay. Okay. So for these goals also,
Àwọn ìlépa wọ̀nyí,
we also need self-discipline.
o nílò láti kó rẹ̀ ní ìjánu.
Because now we're going to talk about budgeting.
À á sọ nípa bá a ṣe lè ṣètò owó, bá a ṣe máa náwó.
Yes. Every woman has a budget. I know every woman has a budget, maybe in her mind.
Gbogbo èèyàn obìnrin ló ní nǹkan tó ní lọ́kàn tó fẹ́ ṣe.
Maybe the whole money is 50,000.
Bóyá gbogbo owó yẹn, bóyá 50,000.
10,000 for soup things.
Wà ní 10,000 o fẹ́ fi sanwó iléèwé.
No, soup.
Ókè o fẹ́ fi ṣe bẹ̀.
Maybe you want to make 2 soups or 3 soups.
Bóyá o fẹ́ ṣe ọbẹ̀ oríṣi mẹ́ta.
Then I'm talking about salary earners now.
Mo sọ nípa àwọn tó ń gbowó oṣù báyìí.
Then maybe you also now say, okay, I want to buy food stuff. I need to buy gari. I
Mo
need to buy
fẹ́ ra oúnjẹ
beans.
sílé,
Elubo.
buy gàrí,
That one is another 20,000.
ìyẹn bóyá 20,000.
So all these things are in our heads,
Gbogbo àwọn kan wọ̀nyí ló wà lórí wa.
but we need to write them down
A gbúdọ̀ kọ sílẹ̀
so that we can check whether we are actually growing.
bóyá a ti ń dàgbà, a máa wò ó.
Okay. My grandma's in the house. My mommy is in the house.
Àwọn màmá wa tó mẹ́nu lé,
My mommy is above 60. Can you wave your hands,
ó
please?
ti ju 100 ọdún lọ. Ju
My
wọ́n.
mommy is above 60. Can you wave your hands,
Ẹ̀yin ìyá
please?
tó ti ju 100 lọ, ẹ máa ju ọwọ́ yín.
I hope you are following me.
Ṣé ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ mi?
Okay, my mom is between 40 and 59. Can you wave your hands?
Àwọn ìyá mi tó wà láàárín 49, ṣíṣe ju ọwọ́.
Okay, so my people between 25 and 39. Can you wave your
Àwọn
hands?
tó wà láàárín ọdún mẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dọ́gbọ̀n sí 39.
Okay, 24 and below. Can you wave your hands?
Ọdún mẹ́rìnlélógún àti sísàlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́.
Okay, I just want to be sure that you are following me.
Mo fẹ́ dá mi lójú pé ẹ̀ ń
I hope I'm
tẹ̀lé.
not leaving anybody behind, please. Eh?
Ṣé mi fi èèyàn kankan sẹ́yìn?
Okay. Okay, so now that's why I wanted the board. I don't know whether anybody can help me with the board, please. Please, my uncles, can you help me with the board?
ẹ bá wa gbé nǹkan tó ń kọ ìwé síbẹ̀ yẹn.
No, I have a marker with me. Okay. So, in order for us to meet our goals,
ká lè bá ìlépa wa ká lè múṣẹ.
I've been talking about budget. So I'm just going to show us a simple budget.
màá wá fi hàn bá a ṣe lè ṣètò owó wa.
Please just put it here. Is it? I hope it's not on. Or should I put it? Okay. I hope everybody will be able to see it.
ṣé gbogbo èèyàn máa lè rí níbi tá a fẹ́ gbé sí?
Okay. So a budget is just your plan of how you want to spend your money.
wàá pinnu bó ṣe fẹ́ ná owó ẹ.
Now, for people that are business people,
àwọn tó ń ṣe okòwò.
okay, I'll make it bigger. For people that are business people,
àwọn tó
sometimes
ń tajà.
they will feel like, because I don't earn salary every month,
torí pé mi ń gbowó oṣù ní gbogbo ìgbà.
I cannot have a budget.
mi ò lè pinnu bí mo ṣe fẹ́ náwó.
It's not true, please.
kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀.
Because you can create a budget every time you have money to spend.
tó bá ní owó tó fẹ́ ná o lè pinnu bó ṣe fẹ́ ná.
And my advice to anybody that is in business
ẹni tó bá ń ta ọjà bó wà nínú okòwò.
is that you do maybe a targeted savings plan.
wà á ní nǹkan tó fojú sùn sí.
Like some people do ajo in the market.
ẹlòmíì máa ń ṣe àjọ láàrin ọjà.
Ajo, some people call it esusu.
contributions.
Yes, thrift contribution. So those, you know that maybe you are contributing 1,000 or 2,000 every day,
bóyá ojoojúmọ́ ló ń dá ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì àbẹ́gbẹ̀rún kan.
and you collect it maybe at the end of the month.
bóyá wà á tún gbà lẹ́yìn òpin oṣù.
Now,
báyìí
my own advice to anybody that is doing that
ẹni tó ń ṣerú ẹ̀
is that you decide how much is your salary
wà á pinnu pé èlò lówó oṣù ẹ.
or how much is the money you are going to collect.
èlò lówó tó fẹ́ gbà.
Even if you are going to be giving yourself every 2 weeks, even if you are going to be paying yourself money every 2 weeks,
bó bá tẹ̀ máa sanwó oṣù fúnra rẹ̀
you
láàrin
need to
oṣù.
decide,
o gbúdọ̀ pinnu
okay, this is how I want to do it.
pé mo ṣe fẹ́ ṣe é lélẹ̀.
Not that every time you put money, you put your hand inside your business money,
wà á
use
mú
it to
owó
do
nínú
this.
owó tó fi ń ṣe okòwò wà á ní o fẹ́ fi ṣe lé.
Again, you put your hand in the business money, use it to do that.
o tún ti ọwọ́ bọ ní owó tó fi ń tajà o tún fi ṣe nǹkan míì.
When it's time to restock, you start running about looking for where to
gbà
get
tó bá
money
fẹ́
again.
tún ra ọjà sí ṣọ́ọ̀bù wa máa sáré kiri.
Okay. So at the end of the day,
lẹ́lẹ́yìn ò rẹ̀yìn
if we're able to do it well,
tó bá lè ṣe dáadáa.
we'll still know that there are some particular times in the month where I'm spending money.
wà wá mọ̀ pé ìgbà àwọn àkókò kan wà tó máa ń náwó ní àárín oṣù.
Okay. So now,
báyìí
for every budget,
fún gbogbo ìpinnu fún ìnáwó
there are 2 parts.
ipa méjì ló wà.
I don't know whether you use this. I will try my best to make it big, please.
màá jẹ́ kó ṣe dáadáa.
Okay. So we have the constants.
àlẹ́ tó jẹ́ kó wà sàn
Okay.
tí ò yí padà.
So our constants are things like, what's supposed to be our number 1 constant as somebody that is making money?
ẹni tó ní owó kí ló jẹun tó jẹ́ pàtó tí ò kì í yí padà tó máa náwó lé lórí.
What's supposed to be our number 1 constant?
èwo ló yẹ kó jẹ́ àkọ́kọ́.
Anybody that gets this thing correct, I will give them 1,000 naira recharge card. Any network. So who knows the answer? Food. As a Christian, it doesn't really work. If you know the answer, please come here and tell me.
tó bá mọ ìdáhùn àkọ́kọ́ ìdá mẹ́wàá.
Okay. Please, what's the answer?
The answer is tight.
Yes. So for me, the first constant should be what? My tithes. Ma,
táìsì ni àkọ́kọ́.
ma, please don't be too far. Where I'm going.
ibi tí mò ń lọ ò jìnnà.
So our first constant should be our tithe.
ìdá mẹ́wàá ni ohun àkọ́kọ́.
Because we know
a mọ̀ dájú pé
if you don't remove it first,
bó o bá ti kọ́kọ́ yọ
my bank on me law.
it will go for another thing.
Am I lying?
bẹ́ẹ̀
Am I lying?
No.
Even before I got married,
Kí n tó ṣègbéyàwó.
it was very obvious. Sometimes if you don't do it first, another thing will happen. You spend
Nǹkan mi à
it.
ṣẹlẹ̀ wá tún ná.
So tithe.
Ìdámẹ́wàá.
After tithe,
Lẹ́yìn ìdámẹ́wàá.
we have what? Savings.
Àní n ta tọ́jú pamọ́.
You know that this budget, you have not spent the money at all.
O ò tí ì náwó yìí rárá o.
So before the money leaves your pocket,
Kí owó yẹn ó tó kúrò lápò ẹ.
ó yẹ kó níbi tó ń lọ.
It ought to have where it's going to.
Please, are we following me?
Ṣé ń tẹ̀lé mi bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn?
So tithe first, then savings,
Fífowó pamọ́.
then
Ìkẹta.
this savings, it includes emergency funds, insurance, and investment.
Èyí tó
But,
fi pamọ́ yìí ó wà fún insurance àti
Emergency funds, that's like rainy
pé
day.
nǹkan tó máa dé lójijì tó máa náwó lé lórí.
So, but these savings, I'll still talk about it later. So let's quickly go on. After
Exactly.
savings, we'll talk about our bills.
Àwọn owó tó máa ń san lóṣooṣù.
If we're not paying NEPA, it's fine.
Ó bá sanwó
But we have
NEPA.
things like PHCN. We
NEPA,
have things like water.
omi.
Now, the thing is that because this is you are just writing it down. So at the end of the day, by the time you might buy food for the house first,
Ó máa róúnjẹ sílé.
but you know that the amount that you want to use to buy food for the house, you have already written it
Ó
down.
mọ̀ pé owó tó fẹ́ fi róúnjẹ sílé ó ti kọ́lẹ̀.
Even if maybe you are buying ashwebi,
Ìwé tó bá máa ra aṣọ ẹbí.
if your ashwebi is in your budget and that's the first thing you pay for,
Tí aṣọ ẹbí bá wà nínú tó ti kọ́lẹ̀,
you will not buy ashwebi
o lè má rà á.
and buy shoe and bag that is not in your budget too.
Kó wá tún ra bàtà àti báàgì tí ò sí nínú tó ti kọ́lẹ̀.
That's where our discipline comes in.
Ibi tí ìkóra ẹni ní ìjánu ti wáyé nìyẹn.
So apart from our bills,
Yàtọ̀ sí àwọn owó tá à ń san,
maybe we can now decide that, okay,
a lè wá pinnu pé
depending on, whether it's children you want to call it, or you want to call it home expenses,
bóyá owó tó ń ná lórí ẹbí,
family, but in this case it's your nuclear family,
ẹbí ẹ tiẹ̀,
home expenses like your children,
bóyá owó tó ń ná lórí ọmọ.
then after that,
Lẹ́yìn yẹn,
of course, family and home, you also have soup there. Let's say, let me break it down. For family, you have home, you have children.
o ní ilé, o ní ọmọ.
So under home, you might have food stuff that you want to buy.
Nínú ilé o lè lóúnjẹ tó fẹ́ rà.
For your children, maybe you've decided that this month I need to buy them some clothes,
Bóyá o
or
fẹ́
I
ra
need
aṣọ
to
fún
pay
àwọn
their school fees, or I need
sanwó
to
iléèwé.
do part payment for their school fees.
O fẹ́ sanwó díẹ̀
All
nínú owó
those things will
sùn.
fall under here. Then you now have personal for yourself.
Wà wá ní tó fẹ́ ná lórí ara ẹ.
Okay? So those are the constants.
Àwọn tó dájú tó máa ń so.
So this personal,
Eléyìí tó jẹ́ tiẹ̀.
we'll be looking at things like your transportation. Maybe you transport yourself to work.
Bóyá owó tó fi ń wọ mọ́tò lọ bí iṣẹ́.
Not the one that you've worked for 30 days, they paid you salary.
Níṣẹ́ pé wọ́n sanwó fún ẹ ní o ti ṣiṣẹ́ fún ọgbọ̀njọ́.
The second day of
salary.
maybe the second week of the new month,
Bóyá ọ̀sẹ̀ kejì nínú
you are
oṣù
looking for
tuntun.
transport money.
O tún wọ́wọ́ mọ́tò kiri.
No.
Kò yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀.
That is where you take care of it.
Ibi tí wàá ti mójútó lélẹ̀.
So that at least by the time you have put it, this is the money I expect that I will spend for my
Owó
transport.
tí mo fi ṣètò pé màá ná fún lílọ ilé
You
ibi
can
iṣẹ́
even
ni.
put, for people that buy food in their office,
Àwọn tó ń ro oúnjẹ ń bi iṣẹ́.
you can also add your feeding here.
O lè fi tún fi owó tí mo fi ro oúnjẹ sí.
Now, for people, depending on maybe you want to do something,
Bóyá o fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan kan,
you can decide that,
o lè pinnu pé
I can save some of my feeding money by taking food from home.
mo lè pa owó tí mo fi ń ro oúnjẹ níbi iṣẹ́, mo lè fi pamọ́ nípa sísè oúnjẹ lọ síbi iṣẹ́.
Those are the places that you will see where you can get savings from.
Ibi tó ti lè rówó tó lè tọ́jú nìyẹn.
Now, then we'll go to the non-variable ones.
Wàá wá lọ sí èyí tí
Or
òun
the
ṣe.
variable ones, sorry. The variable ones.
Àwọn tó máa ń ná tí ì ṣe pé gbogbo ìgbà ló ń ná.
Okay? So we have our debts. maybe we had to take something from somebody.
bóyá a fẹ́ gba nǹkan kan lọ́wọ́ èèyàn.
This is where you pay. Then extended family support.
àwọn láti ti àwọn ẹbí lẹ́yìn.
Okay. Then also maybe extras, some things you want to do for yourself.
àwọn nǹkan kan tó fẹ́ ṣe fúnra ẹ.
Like I talked about aṣọ ẹbí, I talked about
Aṣọ
shoe
ẹbí.
and bag.
bàtà.
That's miscellaneous. But by the time you check
tó bá wá wò ó.
and you look at everything,
tó wo gbogbo ẹ̀.
by the time you also look at what you are looking at,
tó bá wo ibi tó wó ti ń wá.
maybe you are looking at the goals that you want to achieve,
gbogbo ìlépa tí mo fẹ́ ṣe.
you will realize that
wàá rí i pé
after paying your debt,
lẹ́yìn tó san gbèsè tán.
maybe after doing some extended family support,
tó ti tún ti àwọn kan lẹ́yìn tó ràn wọ́n
for
lọ́wọ́.
some time you may not do a lot of miscellaneous.
ó lè má jẹ́ tó pọ̀.
Maybe if it's me that every month I cannot do without buying like 5 dresses,
bóyá ò lè ṣe láì ra bí aṣọ 5 lóṣù.
I now realize that the money that I'm using to buy clothes is even more than the money that I'm using to buy food at home.
owó tí mo ti fi ra aṣọ ojú owó tí mo fi ra oúnjẹ sílé lọ.
Does it happen to some people here?
ó máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí àwọn kan bí.
Eh?
ṣó máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí àwọn kan bí bẹ́ẹ̀.
Okay. I don't think anybody here buys plenty clothes like that all the time.
mi rò pé àwọn èèyàn ń ra aṣọ tó pọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀.
Okay. So that's what our budget helps us to do.
ohun tí ètò ìṣúná wà fún nìyẹn.
Now, for the first time that you do this budget,
nígbà àkọ́kọ́ tó bá ti ṣe.
I will encourage us that we should look back as last month.
màá fẹ́ ká wo ẹ̀yìn wò ká wo oṣù tó kọjá.
Put everything that you did last month. Even you can start from January.
gbogbo ohun tó ṣe láti oṣù tó kọjá àbí láti January.
Place everything that you did, all the spending that you did in March, April,
owó
put
tó
it
ná ní oṣù
into
kejì
these
kẹta
boxes.
ìkẹrin kó o kó síbẹ̀.
So you can see exactly, the way that your spending is going.
wàá wá wò bí owó ẹ̀ ṣe ń jáde bó ṣe ń náwó sí.
Then it will also help you to decide
ó máa jẹ́ kó lè pinnu
how you want to spend from
Bó
the
ṣe-
end of May.
bó ṣe máa náwó.
Okay. So that is my own small tip
ohun tí mo lè gbà yín níyànjú lé lórí nìyẹn.
about, managing our,
bó
finances.
ṣe lè mójútó nínáwó ẹ.
My own main focus
ìfojúsùn tèmi
is here. Savings.
ò ní títọ́jú owó.
Okay. So for every time that we are doing our savings,
nígbàgbà tá a bá ti ń fowó pamọ́.
now in my own example,
gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ti ṣe sọ.
me, I put money and I attach money to everything.
mo máa ń fi owó sí gbogbo nǹkan tí mo ti kọ sílẹ̀ yẹn.
So
iye tí mo fẹ́ ná.
let's say salary.
bóyá owó oṣù.
The salary is 100,000.
bóyá owó oṣù yẹn jẹ́ 100,000. ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà 100,000.
Right? 100,000.
ó jẹ́
So my
ẹgbẹ̀rún
tithe is
lọ́nà
how much?
10,000.
Okay. My savings now,
Ó ní
because
mo
of
fi
who we
pamọ́.
are,
torí ẹ̀ ń tà jẹ́
some of us,
ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa.
by the time we look at everything, initially we may be thinking that we want to do 30% saving.
bóyá a fẹ́ sọ pé ìdá 30 nínú 100 la
Some
fẹ́ fi
people-
pamọ́.
Some people may even say they want to do 50%.
ẹlòmíì lè sọ pé ìdá 50.
But let's start with 20%.
ẹja bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìdá 20.
Now, 20% of 100,000 is what? 20,000. Then the bills.
àwọn owó tó fẹ́ san owó náà owó omi.
Maybe all the bills are 3,000. Family.
ẹbí.
Maybe everything for family. Maybe it comes to your home expenses, children, everything. It comes to about 23,000.
bóyá ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà 23.
Then your transportation to work and all, 15,000.
bóyá 15,000 ní owó mọ́tò.
By the time we even look at it here, people will be saying, this one is not Nigeria. Oh.
ní kì í ṣe
Only
ilé
this
ìṣe
place like
Nàìjíríà.
this, maybe it's 50,000. Abi,
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o.
for some of us, home expenses and children,
Oh,
that one has already swallowed like 50,000. Am I right?
ó ti lọ bí 50,000.
So let me put like 40,000. Before we even get down here,
ká tó dé sàlẹ̀.
we already see that this is 30,000 plus 40,000, that's 70,000 plus 15,000, that's what? 85,000 plus 3,000, that's 88,000. So I know that for everything I want to do here,
Gbogbo tí mo fẹ́ ṣe ń bí.
how much do I have left? 12,000. So if I have gbese of 12,000 to pay,
Mo bá ní gbèsè debt.
and my younger brother
Àbúrò mi
that doesn't like to work but always likes to collect money from me
tí ò fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n ó fẹ́ gbowó lọ́wọ́
has
mi.
called me for 20k, urgent 20k.
Wípé kí n fún un ní 20,000.
What am I going to do?
Kí ni mo máa ṣe?
The best I can do
Ohun tó tí mo lè
is to
ṣe.
beg the person that I'm owing. Maybe I'm owing them 12,000. I say, please,
Ẹni tí mo jẹ lówó mo lè bẹ́ẹ̀.
let me pay you 10,000.
Yẹ san 10,000.
Next
fún ẹ.
month I'll balance you 2,000.
Oṣù tó kù. ń bọ̀
My
wá.
urgent 20k brother, I'll say, please, is it 2k I have?
2,000 mo
Go and
ní o.
sort yourself out.
Sọ yanjú ara ẹ̀.
Are we following me, please?
Ṣóye ń yé ọ.
So by the time you have already looked at everything,
Nígbà tí mo wo gbogbo ẹ̀,
you know how much you have.
mo yẹ tó o ní.
So by the time you see 100k in your bag, anybody that sees 100k in your bag, they know that you yourself, you know that it's not 100k that is there.
O mọ̀ pé kì í ṣe
But yeah,
100,000 wà.
20k low and bare.
Maybe 3,000.
You can straightforward tell anybody, okay, this is what I have now.
Ohun tí mo ní lélẹ̀.
This is what I can afford now.
Ohun tí mo lè ná lélẹ̀.
Okay. So that is I just wanted to put figures to so we will understand better.
Mo kàn fẹ́ fi oye kan sí kó lè mọ̀ kó yé lè yé ẹ.
Okay. So now let's go back to the savings portion.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká wá lọ síbi tá a fowópamọ́.
For every savings that we do, please,
Gbogbo ìfífowópamọ́.
there should be what we call rainy day savings.
Owó fún ìgbà téèyàn ò lérò.
So if you've already saved 20,000,
Tó bá yẹ pé òun fi 20,000 pamọ́.
out of that 20,000,
Lórí 20,000
it
yẹn,
could be 2,000, it could be 5,000.
ó lè jẹ́ 5,000.
You can keep it somewhere
O lè tọ́jú ẹ̀ síbì kan
for rainy day.
fún pàjáwìrì.
Not necessarily just any rainy day.
Èyí kàn ṣe pé
Not just anything that maybe it just happens. Maybe they will pay salary next week. Just then tete yambe. Not those kind of things.
kì í ṣe
Please.
pé wà tún tọ yam that you go and borrow out of it.
Because the day will come when you really need that money.
Àkókò kan máa dé tó máa nílò owó yìí.
And if you've been gathering your 2,000, even if it's in colo that you put it,
Bó bá tẹ̀ jẹ́nu kó ló lòun rọra fowó
and
yẹn
you only
pamọ́ sí.
open it at the end of the year,
Nígbà tó bá wá sílé òpin ọdún,
you see the money that you have gathered there.
wàá rí owó tó ti kó jọ
Now, apart from our rainy day savings, which is a little portion,
ní kékeré tó lè fi pamọ́ ní fún pàjáwìrì.
then we have, normal savings and we have investments.
Àwa ní òun tá à ń kówó lé.
Now, normally I would encourage people to do insurance.
Ẹlòmíì máa ń ṣe insurance bá ń dófò.
Now, because there's some insurance plans that even if it's not just about, okay, maybe if the person dies, that's the only time your family can get money. No.
Kì í ṣe pé bóyá èèyàn kú kéèyàn kó lọ gbowó tó ti tọ́jú.
There's some that maybe after 5 years,
Bóyá lẹ́yìn ọdún márùn-ún,
you can get some money back.
o lè gbowó padà.
You can do that kind of insurance.
O lè ṣe irú
You can do it for your children's education.
O lè ṣe lórí iléèwé àwọn ọmọ rẹ.
Because let us not lie,
Má jà á parọ́.
a lot of mothers are worried about what will happen to their children if they are no more here.
Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ló ẹ̀rù ń bà lórí ohun tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ sọ́mọ wọn.
Are you following me?
Ṣé ò ń tẹ̀lé nǹkan tí mò ń sọ?
That's why we also need to make a plan.
A gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe ètò.
Because sometimes people will feel, oh, maybe the man of the house dies and he did not do insurance.
Bóyá bàbá kú kò ṣe ètò sílẹ̀.
They feel that that's the only person that needs to do insurance.
Má rò pé òun nìkan ló lè ṣe.
By God's grace, none of us will die young.
Kò sẹ́ni tí ó kú ní rèwerèwe ló wà mí.
But even if
Tó bá tẹ̀ wá jẹ́ pé
we will get something at the end of the day,
wàá rí nǹkan kan gbà lẹ́lẹ́yìn rẹ̀yìn.
that's why even if you start for 5 years, you are looking at, okay, you are looking at my children will start university 5 years time.
Àwọn ọmọ mi máa lọ sílé ìwé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga ní ọdún márùn-ún síbí.
You can start to do an insurance plan against
O
them.
lè ṣe insurance kó máa ṣètò.
So that when the 5 years are up,
Ní ọdún márùn-ún yẹn bá wá pé
you can have that money to use to pay for
o
their
lè
school
rí owó
fees.
yẹn lò.
You can even use it to do something else.
O lè fi ṣe nǹkan míì.
Then for other investments,
Àwọn ọ̀nà tá a tún lè gbà dá
We
owó
have-
lé lórí.
we have longer term investments. Longer term.
Ok, fún ìgbà pípẹ́
Yes, and shorter term.
àti ìgbà kúkúrú.
I would advise that we have the two of them.
Màá rọ̀ wá pé ká ní àpò méjèèjì.
Now, let me pause here. If you say, okay, you're looking at me that, okay, oh, is it from 20,000 you want to do long-term investment?
Ìgbé ṣe 20,000 mo fẹ́ fi ṣe dídáwọlé nǹkan
That
fún
is
ọdún
why
pípẹ́.
this budget
Torí ẹ̀ ni
is a way for us to build towards our goals.
ọ̀nà tí a lè fi pinnu láti ìlépa wa ta lè mú ṣẹ.
So if I have a savings plan that I'm doing, because I have some savings plans that I do with
Tí n
people,
bá ní ìpinnu tí mò ń fi owó pamọ́,
and I have people that are saving 15,000 every month.
mo dẹ̀ rí àwọn tó fowó pamọ́ fún 15,000 lóṣù.
I have people that are doing 5,000 every week.
Mo rí àwọn kan tó ń ṣe 5,000 ní
I have
oṣooṣù.
people that are doing 10,000 every day.
Àwọn kan ṣe 10,000 lójoojúmọ́.
Everybody has, according to their own capacity.
Bí
Exactly.
wọ́n ṣe lágbára tó.
So we will find a way to first gather our funds.
Àwọn bá ṣe fẹ́ kọ́kọ́ kówó jọ náà.
So it means, first of all, we will have 2 savings accounts.
À ní ìfowópamọ́ bíi méjì.
One that we don't touch at all.
Ìkan wà tá à ní fọwọ́kàn rárá.
And the other one that when it is growing,
Nígbà tó bá ti ń dàgbà,
we will take from there to achieve our goals.
wàá lọ mú un láti fi mú ohun tá a fẹ́ ṣe ṣẹ.
So let's say I've been doing 20,000 for 5 months.
Bóyá 20,000 ló ti ń dá fún oṣù márùn-ún.
And I've been removing 2,000
Mo dẹ̀ ti mú 2,000
for my rainy day.
fún ìgbà tí ó lè jẹ́ pàjáwìrì.
So that's 18,000, Abi. So 18,000 times 5 is how much? People that are very this thing, they should let me know now. 90,000. 90,000. Okay. So if I have 90,000 after 5 months,
Lẹ́yìn oṣù márùn-ún,
and it's time to pay my children's school fees.
ó wá tí àkókò fún mi láti san owó ọmọléèwé.
My children's school fees are part of the reason why I'm struggling to do these savings.
Ìdí tí mo fi ń kówó ìpamọ́ ni láti lè san owó
If
ọmọléèwé.
my children's school fees is 50K, let's just assume that all their school fees is
Tí
50K.
owó ọmọ skul yẹn bá jẹ́ 50,000,
Have I not already met one goal?
ṣé mi ò ti kópa díẹ̀?
And it is not a miracle, in quotes,
Kì í ṣe ìyanu.
but it is a miracle because it is God that gives us the strength to do it.
Ìyanu tún ni nítorí pé Ọlọ́run ló fún wa ní okun láti ṣe.
That's why sometimes a lot of things look difficult for us to do
Torí ẹ̀ ní ìgbà míì nǹkan máa ń nira láti ṣe.
because we don't have the steps, or we have not decided on the steps that we want to take to
Torí
get there.
àgbé ìgbésẹ̀ tó yẹ ká gbé àpinnu bá ṣe fẹ́ gbé.
Okay. So now,
Báyìí,
if we say, okay, 50,000, I want to use it
tó bá yẹ pé
for
50,000
my
mo fẹ́
children's school fees,
fún owó iléèwé àwọn ọmọ mi,
I'm left with 40,000.
40,000 ló wá kù.
I keep building that.
Mo wá ń ṣe é
At the end of the year,
lẹ́lẹ́yìn òrẹ́yìn.
I will have some money.
Màá ní àwọn owó kan,
Maybe it's 100,000 I have.
bóyá 100,000 ni mo ní.
And there's one small business that I believe that with 100,000 I can start to make a little money.
Owó okòwò kékeré kan tí mo mọ̀ pé 100,000 mo lè fi bẹ̀rẹ̀.
Don't you think it will work?
Ṣé o rò pé kò ní ṣiṣẹ́ ni?
This is even as like salary people.
Fún àwọn tó ń gbowó oṣù,
But business people,
àwọn olókòwò,
if you're also able to adopt this,
tó bá lè ṣerú báyìí,
you can even do a whole lot more. Because we can adopt this for our businesses.
a lè lo irú ìpinnu báyìí fún okòwò wa náà.
That's when you start saying, oh, I want to do a new roof for my shop.
Pé mo fẹ́ tún orí òrùlé ṣọ́ọ̀bù mi ṣe.
These are the places where the money will come from.
Ibi tí owó yẹn ti máa jáde
It's not
nìyẹn.
supposed to come from where you are going to get your stock money.
Kì í ṣe ibi tó ti máa mú owó fún
You
iṣẹ́.
can have a savings separate for your business, not even your personal one.
O lè ní owó fún ìpamọ́ fún okòwò rẹ yàtọ̀.
Because you can have a budget for your business too.
O lè ní ìpinnu fún ohun tó fẹ́ ná.
Okay. So that is the little knowledge that I want to share with us this
Ìmọ̀ràn
evening.
kékeré tí mo fẹ́ bá wa pín ní àṣálẹ̀ yìí nìyẹn.
Yes. And okay, that's basically it. Now the last thing I want us to look at is verse 25.
Ohun tó kẹ́yìn tí mo fẹ́ bá wa pín,
Verse 25.
verse 25.
I'll read. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she laughs at the time to come. You know that for somebody to be laughing when they're telling you that, there's going to be lockdown. You know that when they said there's going to be lockdown, a lot of people were worried. That what are we going to eat? You know that there are some people that were not worried. Abi? It's not just because, oh, I know my God will provide. It's not just because of that. But because they know that they have stored up some things. So just like the ants will store up for the time that you cannot go outside. That's why we also need to store up. Because it's from there that we also find what to increase. By the time you start gathering up, I even had a list of all sorts of investments. Okay, let me read out the list now. We have money market instruments. We have stock markets, local and foreign. Let's say you want to buy shares. You will not say, okay, you want to start buying shares. Well, some people say, okay, you can start with 20,000. But a lot of people, they want to start with a sizable amount. Or you want to do government instruments, you want to do treasury bills, you want to do bonds. The minimum treasury bill you can do is 100,000. So if we have not gathered, where are we going to get what we'll use to pour into it? We even have crypto, like my sister asked, crypto, forex.
The forex investment.
We also have real estate. You can buy land. You can buy land, you can build a house. But the thing is that a lot of people feel like it's impossible for them to build a house. But this is where it starts from. Because if I believe that my savings, this 20K, I can convert it, 10K out of it, to be buying, maybe today I buy blocks of this thing. I ask them to go and do something small. Maybe I already have a land. This month I do this. That month I do that. That's how people do it. When you see this mama that maybe she's selling food, you say how? That's how mama did it. By somebody knowing how to keep the little and turn it to something big. Then you can also invest in real estate through a company. You can also invest in real estate through a company. So at least you know that, okay, your money is like fixed deposit. When you give them, it's your money you are collecting back. It's not land. But they will give you your returns. But a lot of times, it is good for us to see what we are doing and what we are buying. So if you want to do real estate, if you have not yet bought your own land, don't invest in real estate through somebody. Buy your own land. Make sure you've seen it. Make sure you have your papers. So that will not work for somebody else to come and take it away. Okay. So then we also have agriculture. You can invest in agriculture. Okay, then we have what we call angel investing. Angel investing. It means maybe if there's a company that is just starting or somebody is just starting their business. And you think that, you know, it's going to be lucrative. But you feel you don't have the time. But you also feel you can trust this person. To some extent. So you can decide that, okay, I will give you so amount to also invest in your business. But every time that you do things like this, every time that you invest, it is also good for us to find out, for us to decide how we expect to collect our money back. And to also think about, if this thing goes wrong, what am I going to do? How am I going to get my money back? Am I ready to lose this money? Those are the things that we need to think about. It's not just about, oh, all my friends are putting money into this. By the time we look at it, we need to ask some questions.
Bó bá ti fẹ́ ṣe, ó gbọ́dọ̀ béèrè
And
ìbéèrè
I'm sure
lọ́wọ́
that
rẹ̀.
our mothers can ask questions, because when you know that you have sweated to gather this
Bá
money,
mọ̀ pé ó ti làágùn láti rówó
you
ìkójọ.
don't expect that anything will just happen and it will just disappear.
Àrònú pé kò kàn dáwó yẹn sí gbókò dẹ̀ gbójú.
Me, I know what I'm saying. My mom is my client, so I know.
Mo mọ̀.
So, like, she's my client. I manage some of, like, her savings and all that. So,
Màmá mi mo máa ń bá tọ́jú àwọn kankan so mo
so
mọ̀.
she just, so even you are not even looking at what I'm doing.
Wait,
Is that
what?
so that's why we need to put, eyes on what we are doing,
A gbọ́dọ̀ fojú sí ní tá à ń ṣe.
and not just trust it to whoever.
Kí kàn ṣe pé ká kàn kó léèyàn kan lọ́wọ́ tá à lè fọkàn tán.
Okay. Yes. So I really want to thank us for listening.
Mo fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín pé ẹ fetí sílẹ̀.
And I also want to tell us about a very important investment as well.
Mo tún fẹ́ fi tó yín létí pàtàkì kó lé nǹkan kan tí mo fẹ́ sọ fún yín.
It talks about giving to the poor.
Fífún aláìní.
I'm sorry, just give me 1 minute, please. Yes, verse 20. She opens her hand to the poor and reaches out her hands to the needy.
Ó na ọwọ́ rẹ̀ sí tálákà, nítòótọ́ ọwọ́ rẹ̀ sì kan aláìní.
So the reason why we need to also grow
Èrè tá a
and
fi gbọ́dọ̀
gather
dàgbà
is so that we can also give,
ká lè fi fúnni ni.
and so that we can support people around us.
Ká lè ti àwọn tó wà láyìíká wa lẹ́yìn.
So everything that we have is not for us.
Ohun gbogbo tá a ní kì í ṣe tiwa nìkan.
The Bible says, he who gives to the poor lends to the Lord.
Ẹni tó bá fún tálíkà ó ya Olúwa ni.
And we know that God does not owe anybody.
Ọlọ́run ò kì í jẹ̀yàn ogún.
Thank you so much for listening.
Ẹ ṣe pé ẹ fetí sílẹ̀.
God bless you.
Ọlọ́run yóò bùkún yín.
Praise the Lord.
Ẹyin Olúwa lógo.
If you know you gain something in this teaching, I want you to raise up your hand.
Na ọwọ́ rẹ sókè ó mọ̀ pé
Pé
ó
nǹkan tó tẹ̀ sọ lé nìyí
what
o.
he said today.
Ó yé mi, mo ṣe
I
mọ̀ ní mi mọ̀
understand.
pé ó yẹ kí n máa mú iye
I do
báyìí
know
pamọ́
I
torí
want
mo
to be
ní
saving.
àfojúsùn pé mo fẹ́ san school fees ọmọ
want
ní
to pay my school
September.
fees in
Let me
September.
start this way and that way. Ọlọ́run ló máa ń bùkún investment. Our own is to sow. Then the Lord we add to the seed. By the
Ọlọ́run
time
yóò wá
we
fi
harvest it, ó máa yà wá
Ọlọ́run máa
lẹ́nu.
jèrè.
Kò easy láti
It's not
invest
easy
náà o.
to
Ó
invest.
máa rí bákan, ó máa ń ròyàn lójú pé Ọlọ́run owó tí ò tí ì tó.
The money that
Because
is not
I hear
enough.
people complaining. They were like the money even in this Nigeria economy now.
Nàìjíríà ta wà yìí.
But we bless God.
A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run.
Our sister, the Lord will continue to multiply you.
Ọlọ́run yóò máa mú yín pọ̀ sí.
The Lord bless your family.
Ọlọ́run yóò bùkún fún
Bless
ìdílé
the
yín.
work of your hands.
Yóò bùkún iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ rẹ.
Bless your water.
Yóò
Bless your
bùkún fún
bread.
rẹ. Yóò
In
bùkún
the
fún
name of Jesus.